Happy Monday morning, fellas. What's going on? How are you doing on this great Monday morning? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully your week's off to a good little start. Coming off the weekend. Let me know down in that comment section what you were up to this past weekend. Also let me know how Money Making Weekend treated you. What big wins did you have over the course of the entire weekend? Let's make sure we, of course, recap last week, recap Sunday. We'll talk about NFL Sunday as a whole and just jump right on into it. Boys, if we go ahead and just throw up Sunday's recap, in which it'll give us a chance to go ahead and recap NFL, week 9 there in the NFL. All started off there in Germany between those Dolphins and the Chiefs. It looked like the Dolphins didn't quite get up off the plane. We kind of talk about that. One of the two teams always seems to have a little bit of a rough start in these European games, and it looked like it was the Dolphins in that scenario, down 21-0. Almost looked like they were going to, claw back in it there in the first half, but obviously the big strip fumble there of Tyreek Hill, lateral it there as he's getting tackled, and then the Chiefs get the touchdown there, to go up 21-0 at half. And then Dolphins, got to give them credit, certainly battled back there in the second half, even a chance late in that game, but Tua obviously draws the big sack there to go ahead and end the game. So what started off, obviously, as a Chiefs domination, did not obviously end that game. But are we considering that more important? Are we considering that a primetime under? Only game going on in the NFL, maybe not be at nighttime, but with it being the only game, if we consider that another primetime game, then another primetime game stays under, as that game was nowhere near going over 50 points, which is what the total was at. So Chiefs are able to knock off the Dolphins. Vikings knock off the Falcons at a game in which obviously bit us in the butt, because we had Falcons on the money line parlayed with the Saints. You thought the Falcons did enough to go ahead and win that game, but then Joshua Dobbs leads the Vikings down the field. I did not like Joshua Dobbs coming into that game. He may be shipped around the NFL, but I liked what he did when he was at Tennessee. I liked what he did was at Arizona. And no surprise, he's successful in Minnesota. He's a good backup. He's serviceable backup, making plays with his legs, making plays, obviously, with his arm as well. Hated to see him come into that game. They were certainly more competitive with him, even though he had only been on the roster for less than a week. Dobbs gets it done, knocks off the Falcons right there. Ravens, they handle the Seahawks nice and easy. It was more than the Seahawks traveling to the East Coast in that dreaded 12 p.m. time slot. It was just a complete mismatch. The Ravens easily get it done and get past the Seahawks. They don't even get a touchdown in that game. That's how much of a domination that was. And the Browns were the other team on NFL Sunday that dominated their opponent. Clayton Tune can't do a goddamn thing in his NFL debut as he goes up against just a really tough defense. Deshaun Watson comes back. They easily get it done. Now look for Kyler Murray to step back into there and see what he can do in that team. Packers get it done over the Rams. Seems like every time that game was cut into NFL Red Zone, they were just showing you another turnover. Another game in which stays under, just like Browns Cardinals, just like Dolphins Chiefs, staying under is what that one happened right there. Turnovers galore in that one. Packers get it done at home, covering the -2.5 point spread. Texans over the Buccaneers. That was probably maybe the game of the day. Very high scoring. Both teams getting over 30 points. You think Baker Mayfield, just like the Falcons, get down the field, give yourself a touchdown, and maybe possibly win the game. Too much time on the clock for the rookie, C.J. Stroud, throwing for almost 500 yards, throwing for 5 touchdowns, getting it done. He looks like he's the real deal in these close games. He looks like he's got it. He's able to will his team to victory in under a minute, 40-some seconds, able to get down the field and get a touchdown. Love to see that right there. How about the Patriots hanging around? That's kind of what they've been doing, hanging around. But in the end, they can't get it done. Commanders get a late turnover as they knock off the Patriots 20-17. Love seeing the Patriots lose. Never get tired of seeing that one, so love that. Saints get it done over the Bears. Sweaty. I was on the Saints in the eliminator pick, and the defense just trying to get the ball to the offense. Just go ahead and get a point. Make this one, not so goddamn sweaty coming down the stretch, but the Saints offense can't get it done. Can't get it done early, going down. Took forever for them to get the tie. Took forever for them to take the lead in the fourth quarter. And then again, that defense just make it turnover after turnover, but the offense can't capitalize, and it causes us sweaty coming down all the way to the end. And thankfully, they get a strip sack there at the very end to get another turnover. Seemed like that's all that defense was doing in that fourth quarter, was creating turnover after turnover. So Saints, if you pick them in the eliminator, you survive. That is the best way of saying that. You absolutely survived, because the whole time you were watching that, you were thinking, why didn't I just take the Browns up against Clayton Tune, up against that outstanding defense? Why did I take the Saints? Saints held on to us there, thankfully getting it done. Colts, they knock off the Panthers relatively easy on the road. No sweat win right there. Raiders over the Giants. You guys put the Giants in your parlay. Giants +2. Now, you did a lot more than 2 points. Daniel Jones tearing his ACL in a non-contact play. I mean, I hate to see a guy obviously getting hurt, but just funny in the nature in which he gets hurt. It's pretty comical in terms of what the Giants have going on this season. That's a dreadful, dreadful football team. It was over before he tears his ACL, and it was certainly over after that point, as DeVito wasn't going to do a goddamn thing in that game, willed them to victory. And then Eagles-Cowboys, entertaining first half, one in which it was back and forth, high scoring, goes easily over the first half total, and then in the second half you see the scoring dry up, and then the Eagles hold on for the win 28-23. And then in Sunday Night Football, going to owe out a couple jerseys because the Bengals are able to knock off the Bills. Bills once again started off great for both offenses, right? Bengals 2 quick scores, Bills get a quick score, and then the Bills just can't get it done, can't convert on third down. Josh Allen throwing an interception, but have a chance late in that game right there. I still don't understand why that one play is called intentional grounding when it's just an option route by a receiver and Josh Allen's not even under duress. I mean, are the refs even looking at what the hell's going on the field? Are they just throwing flags to throw flags and to keep another primetime game going under? Is that what it was? Just keeping a primetime game going under? Can't let us get an end of a half field goal? That was a big swing right there. You walk away with 3 points and then you get the ball coming out of halftime. In the end, the Bills' offense is dreadful and can't get enough consistency to win a ball game these days, and the Bengals hold on. Hated that. Obviously, absolutely hated that. We had a pretty good day on Sunday in terms of the NFL going 3-2. Couldn't pick up a win in soccer. Villa is the team that can't get a goal. Liverpool can't beat Luton. Can't do a damn thing. Can't do a damn thing. Nice XG, but can't put the ball in the back of the net. So obviously a tough one right there. Overall, not a bad week. We're able to ring the cash register as we put in 2.2 units in our pocket. Love to see that right there. Obviously still clawing back on the year, still down on the year. It's just been victimized of our big plays. Take it all the way back to January, right? Bonzi was a 3-unit loss in the Australian Open. Lost a 5-unit play on Real Madrid back in January in the Copa del Rey. Even most recently with Carl Freiberg losing an 8-unit play. So that's how you've got certainly more wins than losses, but down, just getting crushed by the big unit plays. Obviously got to turn that around. Arbitrage year to date, over $1,300. I had somebody hit me up. They've already won over $2,000 because they haven't been limited like I have. They've been crushing it. Whew, we've made over $1,300 of free money. All right, what were those good wins from last week? How about a 4-1 Wednesday to really kickstart our week and to make it so we could sit here and ring the bell at the end of the week? Ipswich, Fulham, both teams to score over 2.5. Newcastle in that draw no bet over Manchester United. Liverpool, money line over 1.5. Chelsea on the money line against Blackburn. Parlay that with Saarbrücken and Byron first half over. Just an electric day. Betting EFL Cup and Pokal going 4-1. Relegation going betting the over 2.5 in a relegation battle. It worked out well for us again on Friday afternoon in that Bochum match, as that match ends 2-1 and goes over 2.5. Man City first half team total. That was obviously the best bet of the entire week. We talked about it on Friday. I had a significant more cash on it than 2.5 units. Hopefully you guys unloaded. Guys were messaging me, because I didn't have that many bets in the Premier League on Saturday. Guys were messaging me being like, what's another bet? And it's just like, give me another lean. I was not giving out other leans. I literally was telling people, just keep putting more cash on the Man City first half team total. Like, if you lose on Saturday, don't you want to lose with the best team going up against bottom feeder in the Premier League who's going to be relegated? Like, just kept putting your cash on that play is what I kept telling people. And we get the 3 goals we need to climb all the way up to the top of that ladder and get a good plus 500 cash. So good work there by Man City. Dalton Kincaid, he comes through on Sunday Night Football. We had over his yardage prop 3 games in a row now where he's crushed it. Books are going to have to adjust. He's easily the number 2 option now in this offense behind Stephon Diggs. That number needs to be 60 coming up next Monday night. We'll see what the number comes in at. If it's around 30, 40, it's an easy just jump on Dalton Kincaid. You're seeing it. and how just he's the early read in the plays. So love Dalton Kincaid right there. We also did CeeDee Lamb over 72.5 receiving yards up against the Eagles. He goes over 180, absolutely destroyed that number. So love to see that right there. Tough losses though for last week. Started off 0-3, just couldn't quite get the week going. Couple tennis losses, a loss in soccer on Monday. Really just a tough start. It just wasn't a lot of volume, wasn't sports that I bet, and unfortunately we got tripped up earlier in the week. Atletico on that team total. What about Ty? Remember Ty brought up that play on Friday? I agree with you, Ty. You know what's frustrating, Ty, about that play? Did you see Murata in injury time? Did you see the ball that he missed or the goal that he missed? He hit crossbar. Murata, man, like, the dude can finish, but shit, does he have to miss, like, every sitter known to man? Brutal stuff hitting the crossbar. Game ends 2-1, so we don't hit the team total. Wolves on the double chance. We, of course, had that parlayed with Brighton on the double chance on Saturday. Brighton handles business 1-1. Wolves give up an injury time, basically last kick of the ball, penalty to lose 2-1 to Sheffield. Tough losing that one in injury time due to a penalty when it was really nothing happening that entire match and it should have finished 1-1. Again, can't believe Aston Villa didn't score against Nottingham Forest. Now, Villa's been prolific all season long. They can't find the back of the net to cover the both teams to score. We lose our between the post parlay because Liverpool can't do anything against Luton. Can't do anything against Luton. Can't find the back of the net against Luton. Like, come on, you got to be able to beat Luton. And too bad Luton didn't, get the win. Thiago Chung finds the back of the net late, but they can't hold on as Luis Diaz finds an equalizer in injury time. Falcons on the money line. Again, we lost our parlay. Heartbreaker stuff right there. Heartbreaker. Joshua Dobbs leads that game winner. And then Bills on the team total. Just needed a little bit more from that offense. It just couldn't quite get it. One more touchdown and we would have gotten it. Hell, one late touchdown would have gotten the win too. Damn it, couldn't quite come through for it. So good week though, plus 2.2 units. Never complain about putting money in your pocket. And obviously arbitrage carrying some money on over up into this week. Let's hop on to that comment section. I want to hear about all those bangers that you guys hit over the weekend. And then let's get the new week started. Let's go, boys. He needs to hit me up. What jersey? Bengals. Congratulations, Brian. Congratulations, heartbreaker. I don't know. Is the Bills season over? I mean, we get Dolphins. We don't get Dolphins. We get Broncos, Jets. Obviously, those are two wins, 2 games in which you have to win. But then we get Cowboys, Chiefs, Eagles. Brutal coming down the stretch. Joe Burrow smoking more cigars in the locker room. Better. Morning, Bill. Morning. Shockingly live with the Birds. Took 20 years. Saints. You want to talk about taking years off your life. That's what the Saints did to me in the Eliminator. And again, especially as you're watching that and you're seeing how much the Browns dominated against Clayton Tune, it's like you should have just faded the rookie. Should have faded the rookie in his NFL debut against, certainly a top 3 defense in the NFL. If not, maybe a case to be the best defense in the NFL. Tough one. Yeah, years were taken off. Let's see. Cash your first 50-1. Give it up for the gent. Cashing a 50-1. You didn't share that, dog? 1985. Yeah. Who knew that just firing a head coach would make that much of a turnaround? Also, going up against DeVito was certainly played a large part of that. Didn't have to deal with, Daniel Jones, but not only Daniel Jones was doing a damn thing before he backpedaled into his own ACL injury. Tough. Didn't nowhere close to covering +2. It was with a $1 free bet, so you won 50. I don't give a shit how much money you had on that. You hit a 50-1. I don't care how much money you had on it. That's a hell of a hit. Let's go, Ryan. Got some great plays today. Cash Ryan Blaney plus 280 to go ahead and be the NASCAR champion. Watch that entire race. When is NASCAR going to get Phoenix off of the championship race? Once again, Phoenix has a boring race. 25, 30 laps into that, you're like, okay, Byron's got stage 1. Let's just get to the first pits and see which pit crew is going to be the fastest. Second stage, not much of a difference. You did have Bell, Larson, and Blaney finally get bunched up there. I think they were running 4, 5, 6. And then stage 3, due to the pit works, you get Blaney up there. Blaney makes the pass. There's only really one lead change. There's only one lead change in a freaking championship race. It's because Phoenix and how bad Phoenix has been. And then Blaney holds off, the charge coming down. But really, to be honest, wasn't that much of a charge. Just a bad race overall, but congratulations to Blaney picking up the win. Love to see Blaney picking up the win. Loved it. You lost all your bets on the hook. Brutal. Brutal. At least you hit Man City with us. I know you were fired up on Twitter. Enjoyed celebrating that with you on Twitter. Love to see City getting it done. Even got it done without Haaland. But Doku, he says Doku and his dribbling one-on-one. His dribbling one-on-one is electric. Love that. Out of 8 bets, you won 2. Be like that. It'd be like that. We turned a little bit of a profit. Morning, Kyle. What's up, Cole? Not only are the Ravens racking up wins, but we're covering for big time cover against the Seahawks too. 37-3. You know what? Let's go ahead and throw up another thing here, boys. Let's go ahead and throw up NFL dogs. We're hurting, and we'll probably be pulling the plugs unless you guys could come up with an idea, but we're not going to have enough money to even bet NFL Week 10. So because we don't have enough money to bet all the dogs in NFL Week 10, does that mean we just pull the plug and figure out what to do? Likely going to go ahead and pull the plug. We've already bet the Jets at plus 150. I logged into Barstools not too long ago, so we are at plus 150 on the Jets. I actually think the Jets have a good chance of getting it. With that defense, you've got more than a chance to go ahead and get it done. And in the Eliminator, look, another week in which we don't lose anybody. 6 people go in, and all 6 people survive. Again, I was one of the persons on the Saints and super goddamn sweaty on the Saints. Just one of those weeks in which you're just so thankful to get the win, right? You sweated your ass off. You're very fortunate. You got lucky, and you're going to get lucky in the Eliminator, and you need that luck on your side. And you're just so fortunate to get out of there. And then you can sit there and think, and I've still got the Browns left to pick. That's good. But I think they're about really the only good team. Maybe I've got the Eagles left, but I've not looked ahead to see, what even matchup I'll even consider. Just really thankful to survive. Browns easily pick up the win, and Colts. So congratulations to everybody. All 6 people survived. All 6 people. Love to see that right there. Love it. Maybe bet certain dogs with the rest community vote. Yeah, anybody. You guys can come up with a decision on how to spend the money. I'm fine with however people want to spend it. I don't really care. But because we don't have enough money, though, to do them all, so we'll certainly just kind of lay off and, have to figure out something to do. Let's go ahead and throw some bets up, boys. It's Monday, baby. We need some bets to go ahead and turn a profit. You've got some good action in the Premier League today. You've got a little London derby. Tottenham taking on Chelsea. And then I'm actually interested also in a game there in La Liga against Getafe Cadiz. So let's go ahead and just throw the bets up here first. All right, in Chelsea-Tottenham, I'm willing to double dip and see if we can't thread the needle just like we did last time in Tottenham's match against Crystal Palace. We'll get in 2 bets, both of them here at plus money. We'll say the first half is going to end in a draw at plus 135, and we'll say both teams to score no is going to hit at plus 150. If we look at the draw aspect here of this bet, both clubs, neither of them have trailed at halftime. Tottenham, Chelsea, both of them have played 10 matches, and all 20 of those games, so to speak, neither have trailed. So just need that trend to continue, right? Just need a first half draw. Just need that stat to continue, and we'll get a good plus 135. 7 of 10. And 7 of 10 have hit on a draw. 7 of 10 have hit on a draw, and in all 10, neither have been losing. Great stats right there at plus 135. And then for both teams to score no, Chelsea, 7 of their last 9 have had both teams to score no. And then respectively in this head-to-head, 7 of the last 9 head-to-head have seen both teams to score no. That's kind of the way I see this. One of them probably setting up their tactics, probably like it under 2.5, and then like the draw. In terms of halftime, both teams to score no. All right, great stats to back up both of those. Let's see if we can't get plus 135 and plus 150 to hit. And then over in La Liga, give me over 6.5 cards. Just an absolute dream matchup here in terms of 2 clubs. Getafe, 4 of their last 7 have seen a red card. These clubs are first and second in terms of discipline points in La Liga. These teams are first and second in red cards, and these teams are first and fifth in terms of yellow cards. And last, head-to-head, 5 of 7 have cashed with 9, 9, 7, 5, 5. So those are the 2 losses, obviously. And then right back to 7 and 7 cards. So obviously, cards aplenty in head-to-head. You've got the 2 worst teams in La Liga in terms of discipline. They're first and second. Give me a nice cagey, card-friendly match in this one. Give me over 6.5 cards there in La Liga today. And then obviously a couple look-ahead bets. We could talk about them tomorrow in the Champions League. Dortmund-Newcastle, that's the one we cashed last match day against those same clubs. Give me the under again. That was an easy 1-0 win. We'll look to go right back to that under 2.5. City team total over 2.5. Milan PSG, that was the one we were also on the under 2.5. We lost it in the 89th minute. I'll go right back to it. This time I'll take it up to 3.5 and parlay it with that City team total over 2.5. You may not have Haaland in this one. He did tweak his ankle there against Bournemouth and came off at halftime, but I'm fine. If there's no Haaland, that means Julian Alvarez slides up in the number 9 and Foden tucks in under him. So not worried if there's no Haaland. I just not really worried if there's no Haaland. I mean, simply put, really not worried. So we'll see what happens. Come on, you Spurs. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the little 0-0 game at halftime and then a Spurs 1-0 win. I could see that very, very easily. Pochettino returns to White Hart Lane. We'll see what kind of reception he gets. I assume it'll be about as warm as can be. There's nothing wrong at Tottenham, so they should treat him well on his return. Put it all on a dog of the week. Let's say we lose tonight. That would be $725 on one dog. I mean, I'm fine. I had significantly more cash on that. I had thousands of dollars on that Man City first half team total. So I'm fine. That's what the people want to do. Keep talking about it, and let's make a decision by Thursday. Whatever the community, whatever the chat wants to do with the underdog money, we'll kind of make a decision by Thursday, and kind of go from there. Could do a couple $100 things. Let's talk about this Chargers versus Jets game real second. Are we taking just primetime under? Are you taking primetime under? Again, Dolphins, Chiefs go under. Pseudo primetime game. Primetime Sunday Night Football definitely went under between Bills and Bengals. You going to take the under here? It feels like it's going to be a struggle for either of these teams to score 20 points. But yeah, maybe the Chargers have a good offense, but this Jets defense is elite. And nobody trusts the Jets offense with Zach Wilson, so you figure they're certainly going to contribute under. So I think the under is really the only way to play. Certainly like the Chargers just because they've got the better offense, and it's just hard to trust Zach Wilson, even though maybe they pick up wins. And I mean, just look what they do against the Giants last week. It's just such an ugly win. Like, they give you no confidence that they're going to actually do that, but the plus 3.5 is awfully enticing because that defense is so good. I would also look at the field goal props in this one. I would look at field goal props with good defenses, with really bad offenses in the Jets. Perhaps the field goal props at over 1.5, and you can get it at minus 115 over at DraftKings. I like the field goal props here in this game. I think would be a good one, and then it ties in right there with also liking the under. Primetime unders, but also these teams, these defenses. I don't know if I've got a bet in it right now. Maybe we'll add one later. I'm just looking to go 3-0 in soccer to go ahead and kick off this week. Really like the soccer bets with how they mesh up with the stats. First off, head-to-head season. So I'm just going to attack this soccer game. If you wanted to sprinkle there to be a red card in that La Liga game, I hear you. I hear you. That one's been so damn card heavy. So that's how we'll roll. Jets money line in the under. Sure, I'm on. I can definitely get on that. Everybody's on the under. 71 and now. Or 21-7. Yeah, I'm telling you, field goal props, Corey. Field goal props, I like them. Field goal props could be a great way in tonight's game. And the under, of course. Is the under still at 39? Let's get a look here. Actually, let's see what it opened at. Let's see what Odds Trader's prediction is. Let's go back to history. Let's go to total. So if we see this line opened at 43, and it's now at 40. So it's come down. Primetime unders, man. Everybody's just betting the under. Odds Trader's prediction is a 35 total game, 19-16. That's what it feels like. Like if somebody gets to 20 points, it's like a guaranteed win if you can get to 20 points. And this prediction doesn't have either getting to 20 points. I agree. I agree. And they've got the Chargers pulling it out by 3. So if you're holding on to Jets plus 3.5, that would obviously be a winner. I don't disagree with any. I don't disagree with any taking, Jets to the points, the under. Just want to look and see, top 7 underdogs. Yeah, zero chance we can agree on what are the top 7 underdogs of the week. I got a chance. Yeah, over under is at 40. Let's see how this soccer goes. I could take a stab at that under, or the field goal props. See if that's still holding steady at a fair price. Yeah. Hell, Greg Zuerlein's plus 120. But Zach Wilson to get in field goal range, that's the thing. So Cameron Dicker's minus 120. Yeah, I like him a lot better. Jets with that great defense. The only thing that scared me off that, and I didn't give that as an official play, is the Chargers' offense is third best in the red zone in terms of scoring a TD. They got the third best red zone TD percentage offense. So it wasn't quite a perfect match. That's why I didn't quite bet it and give it out. But for a lean, like I like it. We'll see if we jump back on that under. See if we can't go 3-0 in soccer and jump on that under. This will be the game that soars over. Yeah. Morning, Ross. What's up, man? How's it going, dude? I don't know if I know how to do a poll on the Twitter, but I hear you. Or on the YouTube. Not a bad idea. I like it. We got to figure out what to do, fellas. Assuming we lose tonight, we'll have $725 because we're at $825 now, and I've already put $100 on the Jets at plus 150. So if we lose, we're at $725. I have to keep thinking about it. Could put it in the great ideas. All right, boys. Anything else? Let's look at. I'm going to actually look at Wednesday's Champions League real quick. I've got Tuesdays. Remember we hit Shakhtar, Barcelona, both teams to score plus 112 last match day? This time both teams to score is at minus 110 between Shakhtar and Barcelona. Obviously, Shakhtar looked dreadful against Barcelona, but they got a goal, we got a cash, and now they're at home, so they should be better. I kind of like both teams to score again between Shakhtar and Barcelona. That was the one where we did the collab play with Let's Cash Sports. Maybe I'll just wait and see if he wants to do another collab and run that back. Atletico Madrid against Celtic. Pissed me off from Friday. Also, we lost that money line in last match day. That one's probably going to be goals again. Red Star versus Leipzig, probably over 3.5 is the play. What is over 3.5 goals? Because Red Star scored on the road. You figure Red Star is going to score again at home. And Leipzig is, I wouldn't expect them to. I expect them to be just as tough. Let's see. The over 3.5 is plus 148. Porto on the money lines, minus 286. They won 4-0 last time out, so they crushed. Lazio, Feyenoord. I would not bet on Lazio. Lazio has been so dreadful. They didn't do anything in their matchup against Bologna. They barely beat Fiorentina. They looked awful against Feyenoord. I would look. What's Feyenoord? Yeah, Feyenoord money lines, plus 163. Feyenoord double chance is minus 190. I would look to just back Feyenoord or nothing. I would not. We cashed both teams to score over 2.5, but holy hell did we get lucky. I mean, it took the last minute penalty to cash that, and Lazio was awful. Feyenoord to score 2 goals is plus 120. That gets me excited. And then City Young Boys, we've already got a bet in that one. So if we look at Wednesday's Champions League, where we don't have any bets in, Napoli at home against Union Berlin. I like that. Maybe I want to see what a Napoli-Real Madrid moneyline parlay is. That could be good. Napoli's minus 250. Real Madrid's minus 420. So Napoli-Real Madrid moneyline parlays minus 137. I like that. Osimhen's still out, though, due to that thigh injury. That's the only concern there. But they won on the road, and he wasn't in that game. He was hurt then, too. So I kind of like Napoli, Real Madrid, moneyline parlay. Benfica, Real Sociedad. That was the one we did over 2.5. We lost on the hook. There were 3+ goals scored in that game, but VAR took them away from us. Over 2.5 is minus 107. I like that. Copenhagen versus United. Oh, what are those odds? Let's see what those odds are. United minus 125 favorites. You can get Copenhagen double chance plus money. I kind of like that. United was awful against Fulham. I don't know if you guys saw it. They picked up the 1-0 win. Bruno Fernandes with a very, very late goal. But they were awful. I mean, neither of those teams were good. Neither of them were good. United is probably an under 2.5 train right now because their offense is terrible, but their defense is solid enough where you're not scoring on them, and they're not scoring. Under 2.5s plus 108. Probably backing Copenhagen or the under in that match. Probably the under. United, they were awful against Fulham. I'm telling you, watch that entire game. They were awful. Didn't create shit in that game. And Bruno was the number 10. He wasn't the winger. PSV Lens, we played over 2.5 last match day. Lost on the hook in a 1-1 game. probably just go back to the over 2.5 again, even though it lost. It's minus 140. We paid minus 132 last match day, if I recall. And then Inter Salzburg, that match finished 2-1, I think, if I recall. I could be interested in adding this moneyline parlay, Napoli Real Madrid, the over in Lens PSV, the over in Benfica Sociedad, and the Copenhagen United taking the under. I'll go back to your comment section, see what you guys are up to. I'm interested in price shopping that and going ahead and just adding those bets. Let's see what we got here, boys. Use the under. Oh, there we go. I don't know if I can do it on the next show in terms of tomorrow, just because there's not many convenience stores actually around where I live. This isn't like out in the suburbs where you just drive to a gas station. But I could. There's one about a 20-minute walk. I could walk soonish and do that. Halftime correct. Are you saying get the halftime corrects in correct the halftime score in Spurs? Could add Bayern as a leg, they never lose. And yeah, we've talked about that. They're like 38 straight games in a row. You could take them at. Oh, you're saying do a Napoli, Bayern, Real Madrid? That's what you're saying? You're saying make it a 3-teamer? Then it becomes plus 112 without price shopping. Bayern thrashed Dortmund. I'm telling you guys, that under 2.5 between Dortmund and Newcastle. Remember, we cashed it in the last match. It was 1-0. Dortmund's awful. And Newcastle's awful on the road. Newcastle is not the same team like they are in St. James Park. So they always have a great defense led by Nick Pope. Eddie Howe always sets them upright defensively. You really don't even have concerns about that. And then they're going to struggle to score because they're not at St. James Park. That under 2.5, plus 114, probably have to be a 2-unit play, if I'm being honest. Probably, I'm not scared to bump it up. If the odds go in our favor and that becomes like plus 120, plus 125, I'll probably slap another unit on it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bet match day Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and get some bets in here. You went field goal crazy. Over 3.5. Climbing the ladder. I like it. Dude, that ladder hit on Saturday with City was electric. Who was getting nervous after 30 minutes when there was no goal? Were you getting nervous? I wasn't nervous. I was watching the game. They had chances galore like they always do. Just weren't finding the back of the net. But then they went bang, 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 bang. Even hit that plus 500 banger. That was another bet. Like I said, people were asking me, what's another bet? I just keep betting that. I 3 of my sports books, I drained the balance down to 0. That's how much cash I had on the game. I told you guys on Friday, I had way more than 2.5 units on that play. Way more than 2.5 units. I unloaded. Now, I really just had a sprinkle on the 2.5. It was all the 1.5 at like plus 130 that I went crazy. I've never been more calm despite having thousands of dollars on a bet. Just sitting there watching, like, goals are coming. They're coming. Hasn't happened yet, but their goals are coming. I was so calm even though I had, too much money on it, probably. All right, I'm price shopping, boys. Hang with me if you want some bets on Wednesday in the Champions League. Hang tight. I'm going to go use Odds Trader and price shop that under 2.5 in Copenhagen United. I'm gonna price shop that under 2.5 right now. Champions League. I'm interested in this under. United's an under team. Under is best price is plus 112 at FanDuel. All right. Add that to the card. I'll pop all this back up on the screen. But we're going to do Wednesday. I'm doing Copenhagen versus Man United under 2.5 plus 112 over on FanDuel. I'm logging in and purchasing it now. If you're in, let's go, boys. Plus 112 over at FanDuel. I'm logging in to buy it. Plus 112. Here we go. It's going to be an unders. That one's going to be 0-0 at halftime, too. And nobody going to score in that game. I'm telling you, United was awful against Fulham. Awful against Fulham. So lucky I got the win. They needed it. Obviously, a fan, but they just, they were dreadful. All right, that bet's an official one. I'm rolling Copenhagen United under 2.5 plus 112. I'm giving you guys more bets here. If you're interested, just hang tight. I will screenshot all this. Adrian coming up here with the Raiders chant. Nice win, man. Nice win. And you would have gotten the win even with Daniel Jones in there because they weren't doing a damn thing even with Daniel Jones. So good win, Adrian. Good win, man. I'm a little down on the NFL currently, but that's just because personally the Bills are, obviously down. So, all right. What's another bet I want in? Let me look at this Lens PSV over one more time. Yeah, they got 6-0. So since we lost that 1-1, the next two games for PSV, there were 7 goals and 6 goals. And then for Lens, it was 4-0 over Nantes. 0-0 this weekend over Lorient. I like this over again. PSV have scored in the second half of every home match so far this season. I wonder what PSV's second half money line is. Interesting. Let's see what that is. PSV. Two goals to be scored in the second half, minus 107. Not price shopping, but if PSV have scored a goal in every home match in the second half, kind of like the second half over 1.5. We've bet that before in a Newcastle match. Remember last season, Newcastle-Tottenham? We were like, man, Matt and I, or mainly it was me, when I was talking on between the posts, being like, there's tons of goals scored by these two teams in the second half. And we did that, and we got a good cash. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to go PSV, Lens, second half over 1.7. I'll price shop that. I like it. Getting some Champions League bets here, boys. If you're, let's see, halves, total goals. I want second half. Price shopping it, boys. Adding another bet to the card. Can't bet that on FanDuel, or can't bet that on DraftKings. Interesting. Can't find it. Let's bet it on... Let's see if we can get it on Caesars. I'm betting it. If PSV's gotten a goal every home game in the second half, there's going to be goals in the second half. Wasn't that last one? Wasn't it even 0-0 at halftime? I think it was 0-0 at halftime, and it ended 1-1, and both goals are in the second half. Yeah, both goals are in the second half, 54th and 65th minute. I remember watching that. Yeah, I'm going back to that same bet. It hit in match day number 1. I'm going right back to it. See if I can do it over here on FanDuel. Can't do it on FanDuel either. First half. It's weird. So it looks like you can only bet this on Bet Rivers. It is what it is. Oh, you can, hold on. You can definitely bet it on MGM. I know where you can toggle that on to bet MGM. All right, hold on. Price shopping, boys. Takes time. Let's go, boys. Champions League. PSV. Where is it? PSV Lens. You can click on number of goals and then go to second half. They've got it minus 120. All right, give me the minus, hitting it. Logging in. All right, PSV versus Lens. Second half over 1.5. Minus 107 at BR. Put a unit on this one. Bam, bam. All right. rolling with that bet, boys. That one. I'm going more, though. More. More. All right. I think I'm going to Real Sociedad Benfica. I don't think I'm going to run back that over 2.5. Benfica has gone over 3 since our loss and hitting the over 2.5. And Sociedad has gone 1-2 and hitting the over 2.5. Unless I see something. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna run that one back. So do we do the Napoli, Bayern, Real money line parlay? Real at home against Braga. That's an effing win. I can't imagine them losing that game. I'm seeing no injury concerns for Real Madrid. Yeah, they're going to win. Napoli, no Osimhen. But they should be better at home. Union Berlin, they're in the relegation. Oh my God. Holy hell. Look at that. Look at Union Berlin's form. Loss. Union Berlin has lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Union Berlin has lost 12 matches in a row. I knew they were in the relegation. I didn't realize it was that bad. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah. Napoli's going to make it 13. So they won their first 2 league matches of the year. And now they've lost 12 in a row in all competitions. Whoa. All right, so Napoli is going to win at home. Now do we tack on Bayern? I mean, should win at home. I can't imagine them not. They were the better team in Turkey. Although Turkey, the Galatasaray, I thought they were the better team in the first half. I thought they should have been leading at halftime. Bayern wins 3-1. We hit over 3.5 in that game, obviously, but I don't know if they're going to be able to repeat that same performance on the road. I have no doubt Bayern will at home. I'm going to price shop this parlay. Jets win today. Maybe. Madrid for sure gets the win. Well, that certainly gives you pause, Johnny. I mean, no Bellingham, that's got to give you pause. Because Giselo, he's been shitty. I mean, still have Vinicius and Rodrigo, but that would give me pause, no Bellingham. I mean, he's saved them so many times this season. You're well aware of that. That gives me pause, not going to lie. That gives me pause. All right, I'm going to look at this parlay. So Napoli. Yeah, that's a worse price. Shit. Let me look at the. Yeah. All right, I think I'm going to hold right there. All right, I'm just going to put those up. I think I'll hold on adding anything else. Put these bets up. Put them up so everybody can see them. Yeah, I'll probably hold then if Bellingham's out. And that's enough for me to. I don't need to. Oh, they're not without their best player? Like, yeah. All right, there we go. Added a couple of Wednesday bets. Give me that Copenhagen United under 2.5. And give me that PSV Lens second half over 1.5. Who doesn't love some sweaty bet? They're all sweaty. It'd be like that. Might go back to a 4-3-3. Yeah, I could see that. Sure, that makes sense, I guess. All right, we got to hit some bets though today, boys. I'm just going to hang with that. I'm not going to go out there. That not having Bellingham, that's a little that's kind of big for me. So I'm going to have to hold. So for now, that's how we'll roll. We'll go ahead and roll with, so we just added a couple there. Copenhagen United, under 2.5, plus 112. PSV Lens, second half over 1.5, minus 107. Couple bets there in Champions League on Tuesday. We'll talk about everything on Champions League tomorrow. And then 3 bets today. 2 in Tottenham, Chelsea, little London derby. And then pick up one there in La Liga versus Getafe versus Cadiz. Pick up another one. All right, that's how I'm going to roll, boys. Anything else, boys? And then come back and hit the primetime under in Chargers Jets. Are we going live today on TikTok? Let's go live for that first half. Let's see it. Yeah, let's watch that entire first half. And then I'll have to run and go grab the kids. But let's do that. Let's do... Game starts at 2. Let's hook up at like quarter till 2. Let's do it, Corey. Good, great suggestion. Great suggestion. Let's hook up just before 2 o'clock. Watch that first half together, and then I'll go grab the kids. Sure. Ain't nobody scoring other than Breece Hall for the Jets because doesn't anybody score because Zach Wilson can't throw the goddamn ball. So they're scoring on the ground or not, or you're grabbing that field goal kicker and you're taking the over 1.5 field goals. All right, boys. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys kicking off another week with me here. Let's go 3-0. Let's go 3-0. Last week we started off 0-3 across 2 days. This week we're going to do the opposite and go 3-0. Let's have those vibes, boys. Come out over on TikTok, like Corey said. Call it 15 minutes before kickoff. We'll hang out. Watch that Tottenham Chelsea. We'll watch that first half together and see if we can't get tucked into a nice first half draw at plus 135. All right, boys. Have a good one. We'll see you on TikTok, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow.